Hi, I'm Paul. Welcome to practice. We are going to do a hip and hamstring opening class. It's going to be deep stretch, feel good all the way. If you have a blanket or something else you can roll up, maybe a second mat, have it nearby. If you don't have any props at home, no problem. We'll work around it. All right. I think you're going to enjoy this one. So glad you're here. Let's do it. Let's begin on all fours with some hip circles. Place hands under shoulders, knees under the hips, spread your fingers. So when we circle, we're going to do big circle around and then tap the knee with a little pause, and then we'll go the other direction as well. All right, so keeping the right knee bent, just lift the leg off the floor, and circle it around, tap the arm, and do it again. So just a brief pause when you tap. One more time in this direction, whatever direction that is for you, and then we'll reverse directions. So now this reverse direction is a little bit trickier, especially with the pause. One more. And release. Back to the floor. Left knee, same thing. Circle, tap. Circle, tap. If you're not quite able to tap, just get as close as you can. One more. And reverse directions. One more. Bring your knee to the floor. Lift up, shake out your wrist. And walk your hands forward to the shoulders a few inches back on all fours. Grip the floor, finger pads, mounds of the fingers. Soften the heart towards the ground. And we'll lift up and back to downward dog. Bend a knee, straighten the other leg. So we are going to warm things up with a couple lunges and standing postures. And then we'll move towards the floor for some seated external hip rotation postures. Definitely one of my favorite styles of practice. Bend your knees, look forward, and let's walk to the front of the mat. Feet hip bone distance apart. So about 2 fists. Lift and spread your toes. Try to lift the arches of your feet so you're creating some tone and strength through your legs as you stretch, heating things up at the same time. Inhale, half forward fold, higher in the fingertips or hands to your ankles or shins. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step your right foot back to lunge. Ground your back foot and bring both hands to the inside of the front leg. Resist through your back inner thigh so it lifts up. Walk your hands off to about 2 o'clock for humble warrior variation. Now, if you go too far over with your hands, your left knee will tend to cross the midline. Try to resist that. Press your left knee more to the left. You might feel a good stretch here in the groin, especially in the right side. Maybe even in the adductors, the inner thigh muscles. One more breath. We're breathing in and out through the nose. Ujjayi, if you're familiar with it. Subtle sound. Walk your hands in. Come onto the toes of your back foot and then lower back knee to the floor. And we'll come into Anjaneyasana, reaching arms up alongside the ears. If it's too much pressure on the floor on your knee, just pat it up. You can always place a blanket underneath your knee. Lift up and out of the waistline. Relax your face. Hip flexor muscles. These muscles tend to get tight when we're stressed, when we're sitting a lot, when we're walking a lot, or standing a lot. Just tend to get tight in general. Exhale, hands to floor. Let's go front leg straight for Ardha Hanuman or runner stretch. Hands could be on the floor. They could be on blocks. You could even bend the left knee a little bit if necessary. Pressing your heel down, start to pull back isometrically. Engage your hamstring as you stretch. We tend, when we're stressed out, when there's a lot of anxiety and fear and uncertainty, we tend to grip in the muscles in the hip area. We may not be aware of this, which is why when we do a deep hip and hamstring class, it can lead to profound calmness. an inner awakening to what's always available, what's always here, even if we're not aware of it. It's called Shantaya, peace. It's our essential nature. Inhale, lengthen forward, bend the knee, and let's step forward, standing forward fold, and left leg. Step back to lunge. Ground the back foot, both hands to the inside of the front leg. Walk your hands off to 10 o'clock. Lift up through the back inner thigh. Press the right knee more to the right. Scoop your tailbone under, scoop your right buttock under. Deep breath. Walk your hands in. Come onto the toes of the back foot, knee to the floor. Anjaneyas. This very simple opening here. Anjaneyas, half Hanuman and humble. Front foot, back knee, pulling towards each other. You want to think about your side ribs lifting up and out of the waistline. So you're creating space. It is a little back bend here in Anjaneyas. It can be a big back bend depending on how far back you go. But the main thing is we're trying to move the back bend into the upper back. Shoulder blades, lifting the heart. And exhale. Release. Hands to floor. Front leg straight. Come onto the heel. Pressing the heel down. Pull back. Spin your belly over your thigh as you fold. Soften the muscles circling the eyes. Spread your toes. Inhaling, lengthen forward. Bend your knee. Exhale, step to the front of the mat. Feet hip bone distance apart. Standing forward fold. Option to clasp fingers behind the back and stretch arms overhead. Hugging shoulder blades towards the spine. Lift your seat, lift your tailbone and sitting bones towards the sky. Inhaling, rise all the way up. Exhale, release. Grab a hold of a blanket or a second mat that will roll up. Now, if you don't have this, you're just going to do the following poses with your feet flat on the ground, as opposed to ball mounds up on the roll. So I'm not going to roll a very thick roll, just about halfway up this blanket. And then ball mounds are up on the roll. Heels on the floor. Otherwise, just all four corners of the feet on the ground. You come into a forward fold. So this stretches the back of the legs, of course, not only hamstring, but really can get into the calves, even the Achilles. You want to feel like you're pressing on pedals, like a gas pedal, but through both feet. Big toe mounds especially pressing into the blanket or the mat or the floor. Let's keep left foot up, step the right foot back to a short stance, pyramid or Parsvottanasana. So right toes point towards front right corner of the mat. Spin your belly over your thigh as you fold over your leg. Push especially through the big toe mound of your left foot as you draw right hip forward, right? So you're scissoring the hips. Now bend your left knee, step your right foot pretty far back and ground the foot. You want to line the heel of the front foot to the center of the arch of the back foot for this variation of side angle pose, Parsvottanasana on a roll. Now bring your hand behind your head, and you could keep forearm on the thigh, or you could bring right fingertips to the floor or a block. Take a breath in, and with your exhale, the right elbow will reach down and tap towards left forearm or left shin or in that direction. Inhale, let's open up. Exhale and tap. Inhale, open. One more time. Exhale, tap. Warming up quads, hamstrings, hips. Hold. And even stretch right arm alongside ear now. Just 2 more breaths. With your exhale, right hand to floor. Come on the toes of the back foot and step right foot up on the roll. Left foot, pyramid pose. Step it back, short stance. Left toes point towards front, left corner of the mat. Press the right big toe mounted in the foot. Step on the gas. Right hip tacks back, right buttock scoops under. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step your left foot back. Ground the foot. Find the right stance for you. You can adjust your foot once you're in position. Right forearm to thigh or right hand to floor or block. Left hand behind the head. Keep stepping on the gas with the right foot. Take a breath in as you open to the sky. Lift the left elbow higher. Exhale, bow and tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Inhale, open. Let's hold. Then stretch left arm alongside the ear, drawing the left shoulder back. Keep pressing through the big toe mound of the right foot. Exhale and release. Left hand to the floor, toes to the back foot. Let's step up onto the roll. Both feet on the roll. And if you're using a roll, let's remove the roll and just feel the depth of your hamstring stretch here. The feet back on the floor. Makes such a big difference. I love using the roll. From here, step right foot back to lunge. Lower your back knee to the floor. Lizard lunge, either hands to the floor, elbows on the floor, or elbows on a block. Option to lift back leg off of the floor. And I'm going to go left shoulder under the left leg, so sort of a backpack variation of a lizard. In my live stream classes, students will often put generated images of lizards wearing a backpack in the chat. It's pretty funny. So left shoulder, if you're in the backpack, pressing into the calf, calf resisting back into the shoulder. Exhale, release. Let's lift up. Come onto your fingertips. Step, jump, stumble, or crawl. Switch your legs. Lizard lunge. Hands to the floor, elbows to floor or block. Maybe going for the backpack. Right shoulder under the leg. Hand comes just to the outside of the foot. Exhale and release. Inhale, step forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. And we'll come into a squat. So your hips heavy. You could always have your heels off the floor. If you're working on squatting, you can get pretty low, but you still have to lift your heels. You can hold on to something heavy, like maybe a table or somebody's hands, and then with the heels lifted, you just slowly start to lower them down, but you have that counterbalance there by holding on to something, and you work it in that way until you're able to come into your full squat. Good, and we'll have a seat. Stretch the right leg straight. Seated figure 4 fold. Left ankle crosses just above the right knee. Pull your seat back and wide. Lift up and out of the waistline and then fold. You can walk your hands forward. You could hold your foot. If you're stiffer here, you could always keep hands on the floor behind you. Try to press the left knee down towards the ground. The key is the foot. You want to draw the outer edge of the foot back, toes are flexed. That'll stabilize your knee, and that's going to apply to all of our external hip rotation postures. Could also take right hand into the foot, pushing hand into foot, and pushing foot back into the hand to create some tension, some contraction, some strengthening through the muscles. Inhale and rise up. And we'll jump switch. Left leg straight, right ankle crosses just above the left knee. Widen your seat and activate the right foot. Flex the toe. And notice which side is tighter. For me, this side, much tighter. Hello, outer hip. Feeling it. Strong cultivation of awareness on the breath, on the sensation. Not avoiding. There's a word in Sanskrit, it was called devesha, which is where we resist discomfort. We turn away from things that are not pleasant. This is one of the causes of suffering. And so what's called a klesha. And what we're training ourselves to do is to be in the discomfort and just breathe, welcome it. Try not to turn away or resist. Just be with what is. Inhale and slowly rise. All right, right leg stretches straight, left ankle above the right knee. Let's go seated figure 4. Now, the more you walk your right foot in and the more you walk your hands forward, the more intense the stretch. And I would say come to about 3/4 of the way up your mat or 2/3 of the way towards the top of the mat because of what we will be doing shortly. So big lift to the chest. And if it's too much stretch, you can always walk your right foot further or walk your hands further back. Lift through the heart. Keeping the foot active, let's twist. So left hand, forearm, or upper arm can come to the outside or into the arch of the foot. We're twisting to the right and resisting from right hip through right knee. It's easy to collapse down, so try to lift up and away from the floor, out of the waistline. Exhale and release. From here, you either stay or we're coming into Pigeoni, aka pigeon, scooting the right leg back. Now the left foot, the more you need to lessen the stretch, you pull the foot back. The more you want to intensify it, pull the foot forward. Just make sure you're flexing your toes. Outer heel is slightly lifted away from the floor or moving towards that. Hips are level. You could always place a prop under your left buttock if necessary, a block or a blanket, but try not to collapse into it. Just have it there for support, but don't drop into it. Kind of try to lift almost away from it. Turn the right side body towards the earth. One more breath here. Inhale, rise on the fingertips, pull the foot back, sit towards the left and swing it around. Right ankle crosses just above the left knee. Let's do it. Seated figure 4. Flex your toes, draw the outer edge of your foot back. Big lift to the chest. Resisting the right knee towards the front of the mat. Just welcome it in. Deep breath. Lengthen from the base of the spine all the way through the crown of the head. And we'll twist, turning left. Take right arm into the sole of the right foot, looking over the left shoulder. And try to create resistance as you lift and lengthen through the spine. Inhale, release. Right leg comes forward, left leg goes back to our pigeon. Deep stretch. Pull the right foot forward or back as much as necessary to come into the pose. Scissor your hips, left hip pulling forward, right hip drawing back, and think about right buttock scooping under as well. So maintain the action of the right foot, toes flex, stabilize the knee. Find your edge, breathe into it. Let's be willing to go to that place of intensity. Inhale, slowly release, pull the foot back, and we'll come to a seat. Actually, let's do a down dog first. Just feel our dog pose here. Ooh, after the hamstring opening and the hip opening, you might find that you can root your thighs further back, and the diggity dog really opens up. Exhale, knees to the floor, have a seat. Gomukhasana, cow face. Left leg on top first. So it's this position where you cross left leg over and you're on outer feet. Now, if you're really tight in the hips here, it's too difficult a position for you. Just come into simple cross-legged and fold forward. Otherwise, you're in cow face, and you can also bring your shins more parallel to the front of the mat. That'll deepen the stretch. Lift your hips, shift your right buttock over to the right a little bit, kind of catch it on the ground, and then slide hips over to the left. So you're trying to widen the right buttock, and that's going to help you to tip your pelvis forward so you can go into the forward fold as well. Ooh, this is a challenging one for me. I love this. I feel it in lots of places, in lots of ways. So you're lifting up, lengthening out of the waistline, shoulders draw back. Relax your face. Okay, let's add a twist into it. So if you're in a simple cross-legged twist, right hand to outer left knee, left fingertips behind you. If you're in Gomukhasana, right arm to the outside of the thigh. Try to press the knee forward, but pull the hip back. So you create even more stretch in the piriformis and look over your left shoulder, drawing your left shoulder back. One more breath. Inhale, slowly release. All right, we'll jump switch the legs. Right leg on top. Or right leg in front for simple cross-legged. Widen the left seat to the left. Activate the feet and fold forward. Ooh, hello, Gomukhasana. Lifting up and out of the waistline. Right buttock scooping under. Inhale and rise. We'll twist. Left arm to the right thigh. Press the knee forward. Pull the hip back as you look over your right shoulder. And that pulling the hip back gets right there into the sweet spot on the outer hip. Relax your face. Toes stay flexed, so that'll protect your knees. And inhale, slow release. All right, final pose. Fire logs, or even half lotus is an option. So fire logs, we're going to go left leg. We've been doing left leg first, so left leg on top, activating the feet. Now, if you're very elevated here, try pulling right foot back and maybe even sitting up on a blanket. And if it's still too much for you, it's similar to simple cross-legged, but you keep the shins forward and just slide it. So rather than having your legs back, they're further forward, and that'll deepen the stretch. You could also sit on a folded blanket. Okay, so fire logs. I find this such a great hip opener, but if you'd like to go into half lotus, you could pull the left foot back and come into half lotus, flexing your toes a lot. Half lotus really compromises the integrity of the knee joint, so activating the foot is essential to the health, maintaining the health of your knee in the half lotus and lotus positions. All right, fire logs. Lift up and out of the waistline and fold, or cross-legged position, or half lotus. You could do the fold. You could go on to full lotus if you feel to. Inhale and rise. Oh yeah, so good. And we'll switch it up. Right leg on top. Right foot forward, or right foot half lotus. Active feet. So this will be a good practice to check in, right, as you leave today and just through the course of your day. If you feel a greater level of ease inside, just even if life is stressful for you right now, you're still able to, right, meet it with calmness, meet it with an open mind, to be more responsive as opposed to reactive. When we're stressed and we're not grounded, we tend to just fly all over the place with reactivity. So take note. Inhale and rise. All right. Let's stretch both legs straight out in front. Do some windshield wipers. Pull the seat back and apart and fold forward for Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. Just a couple of breaths here. Inhale up. Exhale. If there's anything else you need to do, of course, please take care of yourself. If you're ready for Shavasana, so lie back, feet a little wider than hip bone distance apart. It's calm and peaceful, still. Drop in here. Breath is a natural breath, so no more Ujjayi breath as we enter Shavasana, which is a posture that integrates all the movement, all the stressors, all the activity that takes place in our asana practice. Just helps us to ground and release. Take some time here, let go. I want to encourage you to stay for a few extra minutes. Always grateful to be on the mat with you. And please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Like the class, leave some comments. We'd love to hear from you and be in community with you. All of these things help support the channel. And Summer and I are always honored to be on the mat with you. We'll see you again real soon. Namaste.